Step by step on business. That's on my mama, watch me spin on me and split, now I can't feel it. We in the trap, we sold the city on my biddy. Take these diamonds off and show you how we lit it.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Before the Horn Podcast. I am your host, Dino, as well. With me hosting, I got my boy, Phil.
Yes, sir. I'm here to talk to me.
Yes, sir. My boy got his camera off right now, but he'll be here in a second. And as y'all know, I got my boy, Day.
We back, baby. Let's keep it going.
You know exactly how it's going, man. So, we back. Another playoff week has went by. It was divisional week. We had some great games. We're going to break some games down to y'all. We're going to tell y'all what we seen. We got a couple questions that my boy Day going to ask us. And we know, per usual, we got to respond to him. On top of that, I don't know if y'all been seeing, but the transfer portal this year has been absolutely absurd. It's been crazy, bro. We've had the biggest decommitments, the biggest coaching things, everything, bro. NCAA has shaken up so much, and offseason just started. It just started. So we definitely going to be talking about that one today. We got UFC 297 that just passed this Saturday. It was a big one. We got to break those fights down. Got to talk about what happened in that. And on top of that, we just added this one in because it's happening tonight. Joel Embiid going crazy. Karl-Anthony Towns going crazy. We're going to talk about it. I ain't going to tell you exactly what happened until we get to that topic. But Dave, kick us off on the first one, man.
All right, let's get it. NFL Divisional Round has occurred Saturday and Sunday. 4 big games, 4 results. I got some questions to ask you guys, so make sure y'all locked in and tuned in for this one. It's going to get good. We have the number 1 seed, Baltimore Ravens, defending their home turf as they dominated the Houston Texans by a score of 34-10. My question to you guys is, how confident are you in the Baltimore Ravens heading into the AFC Conference Championship game with how they have been performing?
I'm just as confident in the Ravens as I am as confident in Lamar Jackson, bro. Because I'm going to be honest, without Lamar,
who are they?
Exactly. Who are they, for one? And for two, look at the way that team in general played in the first half compared to the second half. If you watch the whole game, bro, Lamar 100% took over that game with his leadership, bro. I seen him getting in his lineman phrase, telling them they need to block, they need to do the assignments right. He's over here screaming at receivers, telling them that they're doing the wrong thing. Lamar really took over that game as far as a leader. I don't know if y'all seen in the press conference after, they asked him what happened in the locker room that made them come out in the second half and play that good, and he said a whole lot of curse words. And he said it was a lot of stuff that he couldn't repeat because it would be
inappropriate.
It would be inappropriate. So that just goes to show Lamar has really stepped it up a whole nother notch as far as his leadership. His leadership was never a question, but he just stepped it up a whole notch. And I feel like it's really no concern, bro. It's no question. This is the best team in football right now, bro. So, and it showed, man, that Houston team, yes, they have a lot of growing to do, but to show what they did in that first game, bro, in that first year, I meant, with the all rookies and a rookie head coach and everything, but that's a great football team. And second half, Baltimore really came out and put it on them. You can't ask for nothing better.
Listen. I'm back to talk my shit, you feel me? Listen, it was a good game about Baltimore. I mean, they came out slow in the first half. When you look at, they essentially been off for 3 weeks because their starters didn't really play in week 18. So their last game was in week 17. So you kind of seen a rust within the first half, but in the second half, you really seen like they kind of opened the offense up, started getting going. And I mean, you can't praise the Baltimore Ravens without praising that defense. I mean, that defense has been the best defense in football all year.
Triple crown.
Yeah, we got to start there with them. I mean, CJ Stroud can only do so much. They made him very uncomfortable. Made him try to make a couple plays that that would be miracle plays if it happened. But I say like Ravens are just playing the best football all around, especially when you look at the offense. I mean, that offense starts and stops with Lamar. Lamar was doing it with his legs and on the ground, 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing, over 250 yards total between the passing and the rushing yards. I mean, as long as Lamar going and his defense is, rolling, they're going to be a tough team to beat. They got KC coming up this week. We're going to talk about that game on our next pod. But it was a good game about Baltimore. Can't wait to see what happened this week with Kansas City coming into town.
For sure. Hey, Dennis, me and you on the same page, dog. At halftime, I was kind of scratching my head. Like, Texans, they're a good team. But I kept saying it in the previous episode. I kept saying the Ravens going to beat them. It was going to be a blowout. but it definitely was a blowout. My boy Schimmel was right about that. My boy Cam that was on Friday's episode said it was going to be complete domination by Baltimore, and he was 100% right. But at halftime, that punt return going into the half by Sims, not the game up 10-10, I was like, I think the Ravens are really just rusty. Like Khalil said, they haven't played since week 17. So I was like, they had a couple weeks off. I was like, they just rusty. They got to come back after. And just like you said, Lamar's leadership, his growth, his demeanor, Lamar would just hold everybody accountable. And you could see, like, at halftime, he said at the press conference, a lot of curse words, just like Dino just said. But you see, at the second half, they turned it up. Lamar collectively had a huge day. I mean, he had under 200 yards throwing. He had over 100 yards rushing. He had 4 touchdowns total, though. Lamar is the glue to that team. They're going to go as far as Lamar goes. And that's why when they had those bad losses during the season, there were some concerns. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens are firing on all cylinders, and I'm extremely proud of them. I'm excited to see what happens on Sunday. This is just great. That was a complete dominant win. Houston didn't really do nothing. It's sad to see how Houston went out, but Houston had a great season, not taking nothing from C.J. Stroud or DeMeco Ryans or that young Texans team.
I mean, when you look at that game, bro, I think it really just showed I'm not gonna say the immaturity of the offense, but just the lack of experience, if you ask me.
Exactly.
The defense came out to play simply because their coach got them out there to play. We know DeMeco Ryans was gonna have that defense out there ready to play. But offensively, I think it just showed, yes, that defense is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying that they just didn't play good. Like, that defense is like that. But it takes an experienced offense to go out there and battle with a defense like that. You know what I'm saying?
100%. But, hey, big ups to Baltimore. Let's see what they do with KC coming into town. All right, let's move on to the next Saturday game. The San Francisco 49ers, they survived and defeated the Green Bay Packers 24-21 in a rainy game with a very questionable throw to end the game by Jordan Love. But my question is, are there any concerns for the San Francisco 49ers heading into the NFC Championship Conference game after their performance against the Packers this past Saturday?
I'm going to start by answering your question, to be honest. Concerns? Not really. Not really. I'm not really going to say there's any concerns. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a playoff game, and the Packers is pretty good. Now, I think a question that we all had in the season got answered. Can Brock Purdy pay from behind? And, yeah, he can. It showed on that last drive. He got the game-winning drive for them. That's what you need. Don't get me wrong. They did give Jordan Love enough time to go down there and make a play, but stuff happens, man. But I'm let me go to the Packers real quick, because they really found their franchise quarterback and what we've seen from Jordan Love in the last 8 weeks of football. I mean, he's been phenomenal in playing. He even played good this game. He didn't really play too bad, if you ask me. Yes, that last pass was, you shouldn't have even put that up. There was no reason you should have even threw that. I know you was probably trying to let your receiver make a play, but it was 3 people over there and you was throwing crossbody. You just did like rule number 2 and quarterbacks do not do. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what you're supposed to do. So it wasn't too good. San Francisco came out and they played how San Francisco played. They played how they should. Brock Purdy's a game manager, and he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't turn the ball over. As long as Brock Purdy don't turn the ball over, they're good. And it showed. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I will give him the kudos for that game-winning drive.
So the question is, are you worried about San Francisco going into this week? And my answer is yes. I am 100% worried about San Francisco going into this week. And I get it.
Versus the Lions? You worried?
Listen.
You worried?
You never know.
Oh my God.
You never know.
Hear me out. So let's take what this Packers team is and what happened in that game. One, Andrews Carson missed a field goal to put him up by 7. So that changed the whole perspective of the game. Knowing that, you need a touchdown to at least tie the game. Now it's like you need a touchdown to take the lead. So that kind of changed momentum there. And then Jordan Love drives them back down the field with a chance to tie up the game, and he misses another one. So when you look at it from the aspect, like, I don't think San Francisco really did enough given how good San Francisco been and how porous that defense has been this year. And the biggest X factor going into next week is Deebo Samuels. He is not looking like he's going to play as of right now. And I'm sorry, I really still don't trust Brock Purdy. Yes, he did what he had to do in that last game-winning drive, but I'm still not sold on it, especially, let's take what Green Bay Packers defense has really been. Green Bay Packers defense has really not been that good all season long. They've been very shaky. Let's be real. They've not been good in years past, period. Like, they got a lot of first rounders. they got a lot of first rounders on that defense.
That hasn't panned
but
out.
Their defensive coordinator is just not good. So yeah, like that defense is really not that good given everything that happened. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried going into this game with the Lions. The Detroit Lions have been rolling, and that defense, Aiden Hutchinson has been on a tear as of late. I'm sorry,
in the last 4 games. 8 sacks.
That's crazy.
I'm just not 100% sold on Brock Purdy to do it, especially without Debo. Now, if Debo play and let's see how healthy he is, the story may be different. But as of right now, sitting here Monday night, I'm concerned for San Francisco. I really am.
Detroit money line.
Your boy 9-1 and pick so far in the playoffs. Just had to throw that out there. If anybody missed that,
you still got 2 more weeks, my boy.
You got a couple more weeks, bro. I'm about to catch up to all y'all. I'm finna catch up to all y'all. Just letting y'all know. On some real stuff, bro. Am I concerned about the Niners? Slightly. I am slightly concerned. Yes, I understand that they haven't played in about 3 weeks, same as Baltimore. But Baltimore went out there and dominated second half. Niners escaped by a win. And I'm gonna give you guys the rundown about how the Packers lost themselves this game. You mentioned the missed field goal, especially the one at the end by Anders Carlson. Then you mentioned in the beginning of the first drive, Brock Purdy almost threw a pick to Darnell Savage. It hit Darnell Savage right in his hands. Then you go to the tip interception that happened, that Dre Greenlaw picked off Jordan Love. It was a tip ball, but it's still an interception. It counts against the stat sheet. And then the last interception by Jordan Love was just an errant throw. I don't know why would you make that throw, but you go through your growing pains as a quarterback, especially as a young quarterback, just trying to play hero ball. It happens.
Greenlaw picked that one too, didn't he?
Yes, Dre Greenlaw had 2 picks on Jordan Love. But Brock Purdy in the offense, they didn't look that great. I mean, McCaffrey did his thing. Kittle had a touchdown and everything. But once Deebo Samuels went down, this offense looked kind of weird once Deebo went down. It didn't look in sync. I mean, it's still a good Shanahan offense, but the social media jury was definitely out for Brock Purdy. They was tearing Brock Purdy up. They was like, this guy's trash. He doesn't deserve, the Niners shouldn't have won this game. But that last drive, when they were down, he took him down the field. Chris McCaffrey capped it off with a touchdown. But I feel like the Niners were just really rusty. But they got to definitely turn up and get things better, get that well-oiled machine back going against the Detroit Lions, because Detroit, they're coming. They're ready. They're ready to play this upcoming.
Nah, gang. You on some bullshit tonight.
Yo, bro, that's like your 4th time today, gang.
You on some bullshit tonight, bro.
Oh, my gosh. The Niners have to get it together because Detroit, they're ready to go. They got momentum. They're rolling. They're coming to San Fran, but it don't matter. They've been rolling the last couple of weeks. So the Niners, they definitely got to clean a lot of things up. But overall, I would say I'm a tad bit worried, but I still feel confident in the Niners winning that game. But I'll give y'all my final prediction on next episode. All right, let's move on to the next game. Representing NFC, we saw the 3rd seed Detroit Lions defeat the 4th seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a score of 31-23. My question to you guys is, after Sunday's win, how much confidence do you have in the Lions heading into the NFC Championship game against San Fran?
A lot. I have a lot of confidence in the Lions, man. I like the story of this team, bro. I really do. I like the story of Jared Goff. I love that he was able to take down the Rams after they traded him away. I love the story of Dan Campbell. I feel like he's a great coach. This team, bro, it's a special team. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. It's a special team. It seemed like that team really likes playing together, bro, and that's hard for you to see with your eyes. When you can see with your eyes that a team really actually enjoys playing with each other, bro, it's a different vibe on that sideline. I'll tell you that right now. It's a different vibe in that locker room. It's a lot of confidence in this team, bro, especially when it comes to offense in general. Their offense is just lightning. Their offense is lightning in a bottle. All 3 of us questioned Jahmyr Gibbs when he got drafted. We all questioned why he got drafted that high. He lived up to his draft stock 100%. 100%. The fire that he brings that offense is ridiculous. They have arguably the best rookie tight end. Arguably, because I would definitely argue with that. But Sam Laporta is definitely like that. This team in general, bro, I have a lot of confidence in this team. Just to show what they've been doing. They're on the road, man. They just look unstoppable. San Fran's going to have a real tough time with this team.
When we talk about the line,
He hates the Lions.
Yeah, go ahead,
bro.
bro.
He hates the Lions.
Go
He
ahead,
hates the
bro.
Lions.
No, I don't.
He hates the
bro. Say
Lions.
something bad about him, bro.
Go back to previous episodes. This man did
Go
not
ahead,
give
say
Detroit
something
any
bad about
credit.
him, bro.
Bro, can I go? Hear me out, bro. They look very solid, okay? Am I trusting Jared Goff against 49ers? Not really. He's 1-7 playing against the 49ers in his career. So that just gives you a stat on how he's been looking against Kyle Shanahan and that 49ers team. If you want to go off that. Now, if you want to
That
go
one
dive
win
a
was
little...
when it mattered.
Huh?
That one win was when it mattered.
Still. Anyway, like when we go off this team, I mean, Bucs was in this game at the end of the day. And am I sold on this Bucs team? Not really. They was 9-8 coming out of the regular season. So it's not like they was world beaters. They was a team that had to win a bad division at the end of the day. They was a team that made it out. And yes, we seen what they did against Philadelphia Eagles, but let's be real. We know what the Eagles was. They was not a good football team, and they fell apart at the end, and they was rolling. And in this game, like I felt like the Lions at home should have done a little bit more. I'm sorry. Yes, I get it. They got the pick on Baker late, but I think that was more on Baker than it was on the Lions. He made a terrible throw that he did not need to make in that situation. So I'm gonna give that one more on Baker than I will on the defense. No disrespect to the defense, but at the end of the day, like I felt like this. And the 2-point conversion call, I don't know what the hell that was about. I don't know why you just didn't.
Yeah, that was a bad
I don't know
call.
why you didn't just go kick the field goal. It's a 7-point game. Now you got a chance. But that's neither here nor there. But do I give Detroit a shot to go out there and win in San Francisco? Yes, I do, given the reasons that I spoke on when we talk about the 49ers. Like I said, this game right now is a toss-up. I'm not high on either team. Like I know one of these teams have to win. But am I going to go out there and say, in my pick, when I go pick this team, like whatever team I pick, I'm 100% confident? No, it's a toss-up for me right now. So for that reason being, I'm not 100% confident on this team right now. Yes, I think they're a very good football team, and I think they can beat the 49ers. But like I said, confident level, I'll give it about a 6.
I'm not gonna lie.
6.
I'm with Khalil, low key. I'm not gonna lie. Lions look pretty good, but let's talk about their playoff wins. The Rams, they couldn't convert the red zone. The Rams defense folded when it matters. Jared Goff played great in both of those playoff wins. Let's be real, but the Rams they squeaked by with a win with that. Then against the Buccaneers made some very questionable decisions. Mike Evans had a handful of drops. Baker Mayfield made some errant throws. I mean, the first drive he had an interception that was picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And then the last drive, the drive that Baker Mayfield was moving the ball down the field, Baker Mayfield throws a bad interception. It was really bad. I'm just like, this is typical Baker Mayfield. But the Lions, they are rolling. The city's behind him. Jared Goff, his confidence has skyrocketed. The offensive coordinator, he's doing great. I think he's going to get a head coaching gig somewhere. And this team's just rolling. Dan Campbell got his team on fire right now. And I gave the Lions credit during the year. I had the Lions as divisional champions. I did not have them coming this far. But the fact that they made it this far, I'm excited for them. I'm pretty confident against them going against the Niners. I still got Niners probably winning against them. Again, I'll give my final predictions on Friday's episode. But the Lions, they do have momentum. But Jared Goff, I'm happy you bring it up. I feel like Jared Goff, he folds when the lights are bright, but this is going to be the brightest test he's seen in a long time. This is his first time in an NFC Championship game since the 2018 season. So we'll see.
And here's my thing as well, and I didn't even touch on it. We know what Jared Goff is like when he has a clean pocket. But the good thing that makes the 49ers so good is that they have 4 pass rushers that can get after the quarterback and drop 7 into coverage, so they don't need to bring pressure to get pressure on Jared Goff. And sometimes when Jared Goff has pressure in his face, he turns into deer headlights in the old Jared Goff that we know. So that's another issue going into this game is like, this 49ers defense can get pressure. Don't get me wrong. They have a very good Detroit Lions offensive line up front. So their biggest thing is going to be having to protect Jared Goff and keeping in a clean pocket and maybe force them to have to put pressure on him and blitz him to open up the game for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams and stuff like that. But we'll see come Sunday night. But I'm going to get my prediction later this week, and I don't know where I'm going with it yet.
Most def, same. All right, let's get into the last game. Buffalo and Bills Mafia shoveled out all that snow for hours just to lose, man. Mahomes and Kansas City went to Buffalo. They gave the Bills an L. They defeated the Buffalo Bills 27-24. And the Chiefs are headed to their 6th straight AFC Championship game. Mahomes 6 for 6 when it comes in the playoffs. My question to you guys is, who do you pinpoint the loss on for the Buffalo Bills?
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready? You ready for this one?
We listening. What's up?
Diggs. I'm putting it on Trayvon Burnt Toast brother. That's exactly who I'm putting it on, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nah, it's hard to put something like that on the receiver, but I'm just so upset at his performance that I want to throw him in that mix. I'm not blaming it on Josh Allen. Josh Allen did what he was supposed to do. I'm gonna be honest with you. Only thing I could get on Josh Allen about is that he tried to force the ball to Diggs when Diggs really wasn't. He didn't come out to play. I'm gonna be honest with you. He didn't come out to play. Stephon Diggs has not played really the best in the last 4 weeks. It hasn't looked too good. Khalil Shakur, or whatever his name is, he looked like they're number one for the last 4 weeks. So, I mean, let's run it down. I mean, if you want to blame it on Tyler Bass? I guess that's the only other person that's really liable for you to blame it on other than Diggs. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen didn't turn over the football. He didn't. He did what he was supposed to do. He ran the football well. He threw the football well. He tried to force it a couple times to his top playmaker at receiver. It didn't work because his top playmaker wasn't getting open. Then, when his top playmaker did get open for a wide open damn near touchdown, he dropped it. What else do you want to do, bro? You are a number one receiver in the league, bro. I am a big Stephon Diggs fan, but that is terrible to watch. I'm sorry, bro. So, I mean, what else you want to do? You want to say the defense? The defense balled. They played against number 15, Patrick Mahomes, bro, and the defense was making stops. So you can't really blame it on the defense. The defense made stops when they were supposed to, too. Josh Allen got them down the field. He did. There was not a single run called that whole drive down the field. He got them down the field for that field goal. Tyler Bass missed it. So if there's anything that you want to put it on, I'm going to be honest, I'm putting it on either Stephon Diggs or I'm putting it on Tyler Bass. That's really it. I'm leaning more towards Stephon Diggs.
Can't let you do that, man. I cannot let
Why,
you do
bro?
that.
It's a receiver blaming a
Why?
receiver. Let me rock.
No.
Why?
What do you mean?
Let him rock. Let him
It's
rock.
a receiver blaming a receiver,
Let him
bro.
rock.
Let me rock.
I can't let you do that. We're talking about a defense who gave up scoring drives on 5 of the first 6 possessions, and the one that they did not score on was a nil down to end the half. They could not get a stop on Mahomes.
They made stops when they were supposed to, bro.
They made stops when it mattered, though.
Did they really?
I mean, matter, bro. Late game, they made the stops against number 15. Number 15 doesn't get stopped late game.
Let's take a look at what really happened, right? Let's go into the second half, right? Going to halftime, it was 13-17. Buffalo was up. What happened? Kansas City comes out, score touchdowns, put them up. Buffalo answered with a touchdown. What happens? Mahomes drives right back down the field, put a touchdown on the board. The ensuing drive, this Buffalo, I don't know what the heck they was doing, running a fake punt.
God, that pissed me off too.
They had DeMar Hamlin. They gotta make DeMar Hamlin look like he do something.
DeMar
Hamlin.
They wanted DeMar Hamlin to be a center to talk about so bad.
Exactly.
No, I get it. They had 10 men on the field, but you're only on own 30, bro. 4th and 5. It's not like it's 4th and 2, 4th and 1, 4th and 3. No, it's 4th and 5. And I get it. They had 10 men on the field, but that's still a very risky gamble. But they did get bailed out by a fumble out the end zone for a touchback, and I get it. They got bailed out. But then Josh Allen turns around and does not do nothing, does not get a first down, does not get anything. Then Mahomes turns around, doesn't really do anything. Josh Allen drives down the field, sets them up for field goals, put them in field goal position, and then they miss the field goal. But if I'm being honest, do we really think the game was not going to be settled there? Because we still have way more than enough time for Mahomes to get down the field and do something. All he needs is a field goal, whatever the case may be.
That's a fact.
And they still
we seen crazier.
So we seen what Mahomes can do with 13 seconds. So give him a minute and 43 seconds and watch what he do with it. That's all I'm gonna say. But I got to put this on the defense first, just because the simple fact is when you needed to stop early, you couldn't get this team settled down. I get it. They gotta stop late. The fluky fumble. I don't know. That was a fumble.
It was a fumble. It was a fumble.
It was a fumble. I get that. But that was just bad ball security on McCole Hardman and let them off the hook, which they really shouldn't have been. They let Sean McDermott off the hook for that terrible fake field goal. And I don't care if it was his call or somebody else's call. You're the head coach, so you got to take the blame at the end of the day.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna put it on the defense one. Josh Allen played a very good game, but as well, Josh Allen didn't get it done when he needed to. I get it. He put him into field goal range, but if you look at the last 3 downs, he only gained a yard. He missed the touchdown to Khalil
Yeah,
Shakir
that last
needed
that
to be
touchdown,
made.
that
And I
last
get
that
it.
missed
the
throw.
last sticks did look bad.
And I get it. Chris Jones pushed Deion Dawkins right into him. But that's a throw you have to make.
You have to
And
make.
those are game-changing plays that when you need to be made, that's the difference between the good and the great and what's going to solidify you. Now, the question is for Josh Allen is who you going to be, Phillip Rivers or Big Ben? Which one you going to be in this whole thing? Are you going to be one that just never make it far or get a ring? Or are you going to be one that break through, probably get a ring or so while go, a.k.a. Mahomes, Brady, in this situation, goes on his legacy tour? Are you going to be able to stop that? I don't know at this point. The only ones that's looking like they got a chance is Lamar and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is the only one that broke
I give him Aaron Rodgers.
Joe Burrow is the only. No, we're talking about the AFC. They all in the AFC.
Yeah, all right. So
They
you're
all
talking
in the
about the
AFC.
AFC. Okay.
And then, like I said, Lamar has a chance, but Lamar still has to get the job done himself. This is his first time going against Mahomes in the playoffs. So we don't know what's going to happen there. But like I said, Josh Allen, we got to figure out what he's going to be. Is he going to be Big Ben or is he going to be Phillip Rivers?
Not gonna lie, I'm with both of y'all. I already wrote down in my notes, I'm blaming the defense and I'm blaming Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs' performance was just bad. 8 targets, but only had 3 catches for 21 yards. And I'm not gonna lie, last handful of weeks, like last month and a half or almost 2 months, Stephon Diggs has not looked like the top 10 receiver he is. He's been dropping balls. The communication and the chemistry with him and Josh Allen just isn't there. It's just they don't have the same spark. And that Josh Allen threw a beautiful pass down the field, and Stephon Diggs let it go right through his hands. I was like, bruh. And I'm not going to really blame Tyler Bass. I mean, as a kicker, you get paid to make those kicks, but he shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. Like you said, Khalil, if Josh Allen makes that throw to Shakir, yes, Chris Jones did push Deion Dawkins into him, but Mahomes would make that throw. Joe Burrow darn sure might make that throw. That's what separates the elite ones from the good ones. And I kept telling y'all, Josh Allen is not an elite quarterback. He's just a good quarterback. He has his brights and he has his lows. They're low. We've seen that a lot this year and in the past. But all in all, I'm pinpointing the game on defense as well. Like you said, KC, the only time they didn't score is when they had kneeled the ball to go into halftime. And when they kneeled the ball, KC was down, like you said, 17-13. And I was like, this is Buffalo's chance to keep their foot on KC neck. And what did defense do? They gave it 2 straight drives with touchdowns. Mahomes and Kelsey, they breaking postseason records. They doing their thing. You know that's unstoppable. Travis Kelsey definitely turned it up from last week's game against the Dolphins. He didn't have no drops this game. But honestly, all in all, like I said, I'm pinpointing his loss on the Bills defense and Stephon Diggs. The Bills defense made stops at times when it mattered, but they had to do a tad bit better. They honestly had no answer at certain points. When you let up 5 of 6 scoring possessions, you're going to get most of the blame. Yes, the kicker is getting scrutinized because he has to make that kick, but Stephon Diggs and the defense are definitely the reason for this Buffalo Bills loss. I don't care what no one says.
Diggs. As a receiver, I feel like it's only right I blame a receiver.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the NFL Divisional Round. Give us your thoughts and opinions about what happened this weekend below. Also, let us know your conference championship picks prior to Friday's episode. We want to hear it. Are there any shockers or anything you guys seen this weekend that you guys want to speak on? Leave that in the comment section below, and we'll respond to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving into our next topic, UFC 297. This past weekend in Toronto, Canada, it was a pretty solid card. We're going to talk about the 5 fights in the main card. Let's get it. First fight we're going to talk about in the featherweight division, we saw Movsar Evloev defeat Arnold Allen by unanimous decision. This is a solid fight. It was pretty back and forth. The judges all had it 28-29 for Evloev. He pretty much had control pretty much of the whole fight. This is a great featherweight fight. This is definitely going to move Evloev up as he continues to stay undefeated. I mean, I believe I went with Arnold Allen. I think I did on the most recent episode. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I did go with Evloev, but Evloev definitely showed that he's going to be a contender in the featherweight division really soon. But good win. Happy that he's staying undefeated. Controlled the whole fight from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, going into this one, I kind of like Arnold Allen a little bit more. It was a very close fight. Like you said, it was 29-28, so 2 rounds to 1. And the victor goes to Evloev. I don't know if he's yet ready for, the top tier of the featherweight yet. Don't get me wrong, Arnold Allen is a very good fighter, but I didn't think Arnold Allen is a very, very good fighter within that division, but I don't think he was championship contending or anything like that. At this point in time, maybe a couple more fights he could have been in the spot, but not at this point in time. Evloev still has to show me just a little bit more before I want to see him in there with the Maxes and the Volks and the Yair Rodriguez and stuff like that. But
For sure.
it was a good win, very, very close fight. But, hats off to Evloev for getting it done in 2-1.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lil. I feel like I need to see more out of Evloev myself. I took him to win this one. I thought he was gonna do it. He went out and did it. Like you said, they came by the UNAM. So I mean, let me be real. What is gonna take for this guy to move up, fight somebody bigger? He's 17-0 right now. He just got a pretty good win in a main card. So that's gonna be my question: is what do y'all think he's gonna have to do? Because I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be a minute for Arnold. Arnold has some time. Arnold Allen has some time, so I don't even want to talk about Arnold. But I want to know what you guys think is really gonna be next for him. Who is he gonna have to take down?
Honestly, I don't know yet, but he definitely, the featherweight division is one of the most competitive in the UFC, so it's going to take some time to tell, but that's very top.
That's
that
my
division
point,
is very
exactly.
top heavy, so I don't think he's ready for those big dog fights yet, but he's working his way up there, so I can't tell you right now.
I think the biggest thing that I'm looking for is him to actually get a finish against somebody. He hasn't gotten a finish in the UFC yet. He's gotten a finish in like lower divisions before he joined the UFC. But since he's been in the UFC, all his fights have went to distance. So he shows that he has the cardio to get it done. But I would like to see him, finish somebody, make a statement win against somebody, to actually boost him up. And I think that's the biggest thing that he's been missing at this point, that has not boosted his name up there with the best of the best within the division yet. He's beaten some very, very good guys, but he just hasn't finished nobody yet, and I think that's the issue.
He hasn't been finished either, though. Like, does that? I just want to know, does that come into account? Because at the end of the day, he's gonna have to fight somebody good. All right, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to stack him up with somebody regardless someday. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to throw him in the fire. Does him not getting finished at all mean just as much as him not finishing somebody?
Yeah, but I mean, like the win. I mean, I guess because he hasn't got finished, but like he's winning fights, so that attests to something. Like he's winning, so obviously he's not getting finished. But he hasn't had that statement win yet. Like
he hasn't
either submission, knockout, something. He has not had that win yet, and that's the biggest thing that can boost somebody above a lot of people. When you think about the most recent contenders that have came about, they probably gotten a finish here or there that has boosted them up to that next level.
Yeah, he definitely got to continue to get his feet wet in this division.
He needs some highlights. That's what you're saying.
For sure. All right, let's move on to the next one. In the middleweight division, we saw Chris Curtis defeat Marc-Andre Barriault via split decision. This fight was a good one. Honestly, I had Chris Curtis as a prediction win as well. I thought he was going to lose, but he definitely edged it out. He got the win. Judges scored at 30-27, 28-29, and 30-27. Curtis definitely deserved his win. The striking was definitely efficient for Chris Curtis. The head strikes was crazy as well. The leg kicks, they were efficient as well. Chris Curtis is a good stand-up fighter. I mean, he's been in the UFC for a hot minute. This is his 41st fight, so good win by him. But it was really close to call. It was pretty close to call, but the judges actually got it right this time. So good win by Chris Curtis.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a very good fight, very good striking fight going, like looking at it. But like I just don't know what the one judge who gave it a 29 and 28 was looking at. If anything, I would have gave it like I agree with the 30-27s, but I could see it being 29-28 Curtis way. I didn't think it would be 29-28 Mark's way. So I think that was the biggest. Yeah, I think that was the biggest disparity there. But other than that, it was a very, very good fight. Chris Curtis showed that he's still, got something in the tank. He's just a very good MMA fighter. He's never going to be one of those top guys at this point in his career, but he can fight some very good fights and, beat some good people as well along the way. So it was a very good fight by Chris Curtis. I like what I've seen. It was a very good fight all around, honestly.
Yeah, nice scrappy fight, man. I mean, the winner got it for a reason. It showed, but it was still a scrappy fight. I mean, more to me, I feel like more Marc-Andre, bro. This was a fight that you needed to win. This type of fight just drops you down in the prelims. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, he lost 3 of his last 5. Like, you're not looking good right now, man. He needs to chill out. Maybe train a little bit more or something, but it's not looking good, bro. You lost to an old Chris Curtis, you know what I'm saying? Like, Not gonna say he's not a bad fighter or nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh, Chris
But
Curtis still got something in the tank.
He still got something in the tank, bro.
He do. I'm not saying
showed
he's
it.
a bad fighter or nothing. He's not a bad fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's an old guy though. But you know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, this was a fight that Mark that he needed. He needed to win this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree. All right, let's get on to the next fight. In the welterweight division, we saw the gatekeeper of the UFC, Neil Magny. He defeated Mike Malott via third round TKO. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Mike Malott had this guy on the ropes. It was kind of looking similar to the Ian Gary fight that we saw this past summer with Neil Magny, where Ian Gary completely dominated Neil Magny. But Mike Malott lost the gas in the tank. It completely ran out. He was gassed going into round 3. Like you hear Neil Magny's coach saying, he's tired. Like, put it on him. He's tired. Go all out. Like, just finish him. And that's literally what he did. Like, he looked defeated. He looked like he didn't want to beat her the third round. Neil Magny was just aggressive with that experience. He just kept attacking, pushing forward. And this is just a bad loss by Mike Malott. Like, I mean, now he's 10-1. I mean, he still has a good record, but the way that third round was, you definitely got to work with your cardio, buddy. Because honestly, Neil Magny, he knows that people call him the gatekeeper. He took that as disrespectful, but Mike Malott was definitely up 2-0 going into the third round. But when you're up 2-0, but cardio isn't good enough to sustain you in these fights, it's gonna show, and that's what definitely happened. So, hey, kudos to Neil Magny for overcoming all the odds and getting a win.
Mike Malott was definitely up 2-0 going into the third round, but Neil Magny just showed that veteran presence and showed why he's been around in this fight game for so long and why, quote unquote, he is the gatekeeper, because he's just not good enough to beat those top guys. But he's no slouch either. You have to bring it all 15 minutes, or a situation like this could happen, and Mike Malott tried to, hold him off, and the judge tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he cannot hold it off with the last 15 seconds. And, Neil Magny got the finish at the end. And I think this is just a performance that shows like what makes the difference between, the good to great to the just okay guys. And part of it is just your cardio and that will to stay in a fight with the for all 15 minutes. We're gonna talk about another fight with
that mental.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about another fight too that, somebody else looked gassed, and I think that cost them a fight as well. So like a lot of it is cardio, mental, and just being able to withstand the pace. The biggest thing is the pace that these high level fighters can fight at for all 15 minutes or all 25 minutes, given whatever kind of fight it is. And Neil Magny came out there and did what he had to do, being the veteran that he is.
Exactly.
Yep, I couldn't agree more, man. That's just the truth. That's exactly what it showed, that Neil Magny has been around for a minute, and it really showed. I find it weak how y'all call him the gatekeeper, which is honestly the truth. I think that is the best way to put it. He really can. He doesn't match up with none of the top opponents, but he beats up on the new guys like crazy. So I think
they beat up on him. He just survived this fight.
He did survive this one. This was a survival fight. I will say this was a survival fight, but I mean, y'all hit all of the nails on the head, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. It was a survival fight. Good win by Neil Magny, though.
All right, on to the co-main event for the vacant women's bantamweight championship. We saw Raquel Pennington defeat Mayra Bueno Silva via unanimous decision to get vacant bantamweight championship. Bro, Raquel Pennington hasn't looked the best. I mean, now she's on a 6-fight win streak. Prior to that win streak, she was 10-9. And she's bursted out on a 5-fight win streak. So she had momentum going into this fight. For Bueno Silva, the last time we saw her, I mean, she choked out one of the greatest female UFC women fighters of all time, Holly Holm. She choked her out in the second round, but the win was revoked due to her popping on a drug test for ADHD. Bueno Silva, bro, she looked okay for the first 2 rounds.
You said a drug test for ADHD?
Yes, she popped on a drug test for ADHD until they revoked her win against Holly Holm. But they still put her in the title fight.
They just put it as a no.
They put it as no decision.
No contest, I think.
No contest, yeah.
They drug test for ADHD?
You can't use.
Well, she was on medication.
She was on medication.
Oh wait. Oh, that's a med.
Like Adderall.
Helps you ADHD medicine.
Zans?
No, Adderall.
Bro.
Adderall. She was on Adderall.
Zans is depression. I'm tripping. Yeah, Adderall. You can't fight with Adderall? Yeah, no, you can't fight with Adderall. I'm
not gonna lie, by the third round, Bueno Silva looked like she wanted to beat her. I don't know what made her think in the post conference when she said, "Oh, I dominated her." Baby girl, no, you did not. You look terrible going into rounds 4 and 5. Even in round 3, you look terrible. Like, it was just bad.
That's funny as
Like,
hell,
at points in the
man.
fight, you saw her laying on her back with her hands behind her head. And Raquel Pennington was just kicking her. Like, she was just kicking her. Like, what was going on? She had no offense. Pennington just took it to her. Honestly, this was a snooze fight, in my opinion. Like, I knew how this fight was going to go after the second round ended. I was like, bro, I could go in the bathroom, just sit down on the toilet, and just wait till the fight ended if I really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, this is another fight where cardio just came into play. You know, coming out first 2 rounds, I think I gave the first 2 rounds to Breno Silva. She looked very good. She couldn't. I think Raquel Pennington really couldn't do nothing with her, especially in a grappling game. Raquel did had her stunned, and she kind of like laid off her, closed the distance, and let Breno Silva grapple her. And I think that's what she messed up. But the thing with Breno Silva is she just couldn't withstand the whole 25 minutes, and that's what came into play is the cardio factor. She was just dead tired, like she just was not active enough. And like at the end of the day, like I said, that determines the good versus the great, especially when you talk about them championship rounds. Them championship rounds make and break fighters all the time. And at this point, it broke her. She just was not ready to go the whole 25 minutes, whether that was grappling or fighting or striking, whatever the case may be. And it caught up with her. And I think that was the biggest issue with her. But good win by Raquel Pennington. But Breno Silva just let this one get away. This is a missed opportunity that you just could not have gave away.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, another thing that I couldn't agree more with y'all, man. Cardio is a big thing. It's like it's like a reoccurring thing that we're just saying, bro. Like people just out here getting tired and getting beat on. That's just what it's looking like. But yeah, man. Good win by Raquel Pennington. You know, I really can't say anymore, man. She spanked Shorty.
What is next? Who you think is the next shot at the belt?
It's only right. Yeah, for the women's bantamweight title, it's only right if you book Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington.
Yes.
It's only right.
Yes.
Raquel Pennington already called her out in the post-fight interview. She said, "You've been under my skin for a long time."
Question. Given the fact that Juliana hasn't fought in over a year and a half, do you think she needs to earn it, or do you think she just should be given it?
Who else in that division is going to really fight Raquel Pennington for it? I mean, there's a lot of women, but like, let's be real. Juliana Pena and Raquel Pennington are probably the best two in that division after Nunes retired. So it's like, yeah, Juliana Pena, she was in line for a rematch against Nunes for their third fight, but she got injured. So yes, she hasn't fought in over a year. But who else? Who else? It has to be Juliana Pena. It has to. I'm going with that.
I mean, I don't think there's anybody else. Like you just said, who else are you really gonna say? To be honest.
Wow, who do you think, Lil?
Yeah, I think it's Juliana Pena. No matter what happened in this fight, Juliana should be next up in this fight, given the fact of what transpired as of recently. She should have been in the octagon with Amanda for her last fight, but she had to pull out due to injury. So she's still been healing from that. So you couldn't keep the division stagnant too long. So I think that's why they gave the shot to Raquel Pennington. If I'm going to be honest, I thought it was going to be Breno Silva versus Juliana Pena, but Pena just was not healthy enough to go in that fight. So I think Juliana's up next against Breno Silva when she's fully healthy and ready back to go in the octagon.
Most def. All right, let's get into the main event now. For the middleweight championship, Sean Strickland defended it. He lost it via split decision. He lost to Dricus du Plessis. Honestly, the final judging scorecard, it had the social media and MMA fans in complete outrage. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think du Plessis won this fight. Depending on how you want to judge it and score it, I think du Plessis won this fight. I think du Plessis won rounds 2, 3, and 4. Strickland won 1 and 5. Strickland, his jab was very effective, but he did a lot of damage. But that jab, bro, you have to be, as a champion, bro, you got to do more than that. Yes, the jab did damage, but you got to mix it up. Du Plessis did have a lot of takedowns. He did nothing with those takedowns. But if you're a judge, it's not hard to score that or like judge that or how you want to score it as a judge. But I just think du Plessis won the second round. Everybody's saying Strickland won rounds 1, 2, and 5. I disagree with the number 2 round. I think Duplessis won that second round, but honestly, this fight was very, very close to call. It was very, very close. Dana White agreed as well. He thought Sean Strickland won. He had Strickland going in. He had the score 2-2 going into round 5, and he thought Strickland won round 5, which he did, but he didn't win round 2. He did not win round 2, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Like I said, everybody on social media and MMA fans, they're completely outraged. And I can understand why, because a lot of people had Strickland, a lot of people had Duplessis, but majority of America thought Strickland won. And I mean, I could see, I'm not gonna argue with you if you did think he won, but that fight was just too close to call. But all in all, congratulations to DDP for capturing the title.
Yeah, I mean, I had it 3-2 to Strickland. I had 1, 2, and 5 to Strickland, 3 and 4 to Duplessis. I thought Strickland was just a little bit. I thought he was connecting on his shots just a little bit more in that second round. That's why I gave that second round to him, and he was just a little bit more active. But yeah, this one was a toss up in my opinion, man. Like, I thought Strickland should have came away with this one, but these
It's
just
so
one of the
tough.
ones like. These one of the ones it won fight of the night for a reason, and like you just hate to see it in the judge's hand for reasons like this, causing controversy like this. You kind of want, but that's the nature of the beast. You want to put it in a judge's hand. This is what you have to do. But that's why they say you either finish the fight or you're gonna put it in a judge's hand, and you might not. You might get the short end of the stick at the end of the day. So that's what we seen happen here. But hats off to a very, very great middleweight fight. Given what this middleweight division has been, we're going to talk about it in a second. But hats off to a very great middleweight fight and a great main event of the night for this card.
God damn it, Sean. God damn it. I took Sean to win this one, man. I like Sean Strickland as a fighter, bro. But he did win this. I'm sorry. He did. I would have gave him the second round. I'm sorry, Dave. I would have gave him the second round. I think he should have won the second round. If you want to count the takedown as a reason why he lost, okay, I guess you could just give him that. But I think he should have took the second round. I gave him 3-2, just like Lil did. I think he took first, second, and 5 for sure. So I'm sorry, bro. I would have given him the second round, bro. I feel like everybody's mad for a reason, and it showed, bro. Everybody was watching the same fight.
I don't know, man. Like Khalil said, bro, you got to either finish the fight or it's going to be left in the judge's hands. And we know how the judges been for this sport for a long time. We talked about on this platform that they have been really bad. But honestly, bro, hey, DDP, the middleweight champ. So honestly, I know Khalil got a question, so I'm going to let Khalil ask this question right quick.
Well, first, what do you think is next in this division? And two, like, what's your thoughts on the sudden change of the hands? Because we haven't seen somebody defend their title in 4 fights now. The winner of the fight the loser of the fight lost the title every single fight in the last 4 fights. So what do you make of this division? And then what do you see what's next for this division as well?
Well, let me answer your first question first. This division, again, this is one of the best divisions in the UFC. DDP is a champion right now. In my opinion, I think Drisky Duplessis and Sean Strickland should run it back for UFC 300, but Dana White already kind of shot that down, so that they aren't looking for any rematch anytime soon, especially due to the fact that Israel Adesanya was called out by DDP. So it kind of worked into Israel's favor. I mean, he's trying to return this year, and he kind of walked into a title fight as he'll be fighting DDP most likely. But they won the title fight, booked UFC 300, DDP versus Izzy for the middleweight championship. A lot of people are saying Kazmat Chimaev as well, but I don't think he's beating a good ranked middleweight yet. So
He hasn't
Kazmat
fought
does not
in the
deserve
middleweight
it
yet. He hasn't even fought in the middleweight yet.
So yeah, he hasn't deserved it. So I don't think. I mean, Kazmat after DDP won says, "I'll see you at UFC 300," but bro, you have not deserved it. So you gotta earn it. But honestly, bro, I say run it back with Sean for UFC 300, but Dana already shot that down. So it's gonna be Izzy versus DDP. It's just this division. It's just a good division. Like, what, I don't know what to say about the last 4 title holders. They lost their belt every time, the last 4 fights. That's honestly, that's just how it's been. That's how you know the division is based on good fighters and skill and strength and power. That's what it's really about. Israel Adesanya lost it to Alex Pereira. Then Alex Pereira lost it back to Izzy. Then Izzy lost it to Sean Strickland. Then Strickland just, quote unquote, got robbed against DDP this past weekend. So honestly, it's a lot of changeover in this division. It's kind of looking like light heavyweight division, but it's not as bad as light heavyweight division. As that division is top heavy, this division isn't top heavy. There's a lot of contenders in this division, but I like where it's going though.
What's your thoughts, Johnny?
I'm gonna definitely agree with that. I think you definitely got to book that Izzy DDP fight for sure. They were supposed to fight before, which I know what happened with that. So I think you definitely just booked that. That was a fight we was waiting to see already. So it's like, yeah, of course. Izzy gave his reign away because he wanted to step away. Fine, that's cool. Let him fight for it back.
Yeah, I mean, given what the state is, I think we've seen a lot of parity in this division that we was not expecting to see, given the fact, you go out there, Pereira beats Izzy, then Izzy, knocks him out in walk-off fashion. And then I don't think anybody really has Strickland winning that fight against Izzy. With the last time they fought, he came out there, he did what he had to do to get the win. And then this fight, DDP comes out there and beats Sean Strickland in a controversial finish and a controversial judging. But, I think it makes for a good divisional parity that makes, a lot of people knocking on the door interested when you talk about the young guys that's coming up as well, and the Hamzats and the Bo Nichols and stuff like that. You still got Robert Whitaker that's still, top of the line, one of those guys that you still have to watch out for in this division. But I think what's going to happen is Izzy is going to run it with DDP somewhere around in the summer, September, August, late August, September. I think that's when Izzy steps back into the octagon against DDP. Honestly, there is no turnaround for UFC 300, given that it's 3 months. Given the fact that, DDP didn't want to do the quick turnaround. He, quote unquote, had an injury last time, on a quick turnaround when it was supposed to fade Izzy. So I really don't think he is. And they were two guys that were both pretty beat up. Sean Strickland had to get stitches. DDP face looked beaten all to hell. So, given the fact that everything that happened, like, yeah, bro, I think somewhere around August or September, that middleweight title fight is going to be between Izzy and DDP.
We gonna see. But hey, it's already pretty much happening. DDP called him out in a post-fight interview. It's definitely happening. It's kind of unfortunate for Sean Strickland, though, as his title reign was only like a handful of months. But hey, I think Strickland's definitely gonna get a rematch down the line. But we'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for UFC 297. Give us your thoughts and opinions about the card in the comment section below. Do you think Sean Strickland got robbed for the middleweight championship in the decision by the judges? Or do you think DDP won it fairly? What's next for Raquel Pennington? Will she be defending it against Juliana Pena or somebody else? Give us your thoughts and opinions about the first 3 fights of the main card as well.
Yeah, as y'all know, man, my boy Lil got to jump off this for a second, bro. He got some things he got to handle. But, it's always nice having my boy Lil on here, bro. Original host as it is, man. So hopefully you get some free up time, be able to be on here with us more. You know what I'm saying? But you got to go handle your handle, my boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Glad to be back. I'm trying to get back on full time. Just got a lot going on right now, but you know how to get on and talk my talk. I've been letting these boys fly a little bit, so you know how to come on here and talk my talk.
Bro, ignore him, man.
I had to come get my credit when my credit was deserved, but they gonna hate at the end of the day. But you feel me? Till next time, I'll see y'all.
Ain't nobody hating on this.
All right, bro. I'll see you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next topic of the night. Let's talk about the NCAA transfer portal. It has been going crazy, and the season just ended not even 3 weeks ago, and like 2 weeks ago. Let's talk about this, bro. What's been happening in the portal lately? Let's just talk about it, man.
Oh, man, bro, this is just crazy. As y'all know, I'm a college athlete myself, so, I've dibble-dabbled in this. I did not enter the transfer portal, so, no, that's not me. I've never been in it, but I will tell y'all, man, this is nuts, bro. This is really nuts. The first thing I want to bring up, man, is just OH, bro. OH, as y'all know, yes, I'm in college, but I am a huge Ohio State fan, bro. I've always been an Ohio State fan from a kid, and I just love to see what they doing with the transfer portal this year, man. They bringing in them dogs. They got the #1 player in the transfer portal, Caleb Downs, freshman All-American. They brought him in. Yassine, it was shortly after after Alabama lost, they brought in the center from Alabama. I know Day and Lil laughed about that because the snaps was terrible in that game versus Michigan. But he still was a 4-star in high school. He still is a good player. I'm going to give him that for sure. We brought in the #1 running back from Ole Miss. He was an All-American, not last year, but the season before that, man. He's a dog. Well, Ohio State is 100% going to have the best running back duo in the nation with Travion Henderson returning. So that's going to be crazy. I mean, you don't even really got to talk about quarterback problems with them anymore because running the ball is going to be no problem at all. But speaking on that too, Will Howard still came in. I think he's decent. I'm not going to say he's a good quarterback. I see somebody say going from Kyle McCord to Will Howard is like going from a Moe's burrito to a Chipotle burrito, just one's fresher. So, I mean, that was a hilarious comparison.
It's a crazy analogy.
It low-key is the truth. I'm going to be honest with you, but I will take Will Howard just off the fact that he's played in bigger games, and he's not really going to be as riddled as Kyle McCord was. I don't think Kyle McCord didn't have the ability. I just think he was just young. I'm going to be honest with you. So, I mean, bringing in a quarterback like that with the talent that we still have coming back, Mika and Buka coming back, we got a lot of big-name receivers. Carnell Tate is going to be one of the best receivers in the nation. We got the number one player in the nation who is a receiver that's coming in as a freshman, and Jeremiah Smith, who's probably going to be an impact player from day one. Just seeing his skill type and what he brings to the game. We got a transfer tight end who was pretty good at Ohio. So, I mean, Ohio State is really running the ball as far as transfers go. As far as quality, we're getting very good quality transfers in. But if you ask me who's actually running the ball as far as transfers go, it's Texas. Texas,
I think it's Texas, man.
Is getting them guys in. They got Isaiah Bond from Alabama. They got Trey Moore, the outstanding outside linebacker from University of Texas San Antonio. They got the safety Andrew. I can't even pronounce his last name. He's African, so y'all know what I'm talking about. He's like that from Clemson. They got Amari Nimblak from Alabama too. I mean, just from what they was already bringing, had in returners, they didn't only replace, they reloaded with a bigger clip. Pause. I don't know if you guys want to pause that, but I'm going to pause it anyway. They just reloaded with the bigger clip. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. They went from having a regular 9mm 10 clip to they threw the extendo on that joint. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, Texas is really gearing up for the SEC. I love to see what they're doing. I'm going to be honest with you. Oklahoma needs to jump on the roll like Texas is because they're bringing in them guys. But, I mean, bro, this transfer portal in general is just nuts, man.
It's crazy, man.
It's just nuts.
Hey, it's one player I'm surprised you didn't bring up yet. I mean, you pretty much stole my thunder for everything else.
Yeah.
But Evan Stewart moving from A&M to
I ain't talking about Evan Stewart yet, but I got
Evan Stewart, that's crazy. Who else do you got to bring up, bro?
Freshman phenom quarterback Julian Sand.
There we go.
Transfers after committing and signing his letter of intent to Alabama. He enters the portal shortly after and commits to Ohio State. When I tell y'all that warms my heart a different type of way, being an Ohio State fan and having the honor to work out and train with Julian personally since he was in 8th grade, remembering him getting his first Division I offer in 8th grade from Lane Kiffin himself at FAU. I mean, I feel like I watched the kid grow, bro. I swear to God, bro. Like his arm talent as an 8th grader was just impeccable. He was throwing college passes to me as I'm working out, running routes. He's putting them on the money. Just to see him get older and do what he's doing, and now he's going to my favorite school in the nation, bro. I can't be more happier, man. I really can't. I cannot be more happier for him. I hope he stays the way this transfer portal is. A lot of kids, they don't stay. I feel like you can't even get hyped for commits anymore because who knows if they're going to be there the next season. But I'm happy he's there. We do still have Aaron Nolan said he's not going nowhere. Aaron Nolan said he's coming to fight for that position. That's going to be a QB battle to watch. That is also a QB battle that went on in Elite 11 for high school, and Aaron Nolan won it, and Julian came second in that. So, I mean, bro, it's looking great for Ohio State. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I mean, you want to touch base on Bama, bro?
I'm gonna say, Bama, they've been losing a lot of players, and it sucks that they've been losing all these players ever since Nick Saban retired after the Rose Bowl game. But I couldn't say that I did not see this coming. We talked about this in our podcast, and I believe like episode 39 or 40 or 40. Yeah, I think it was episode 39 or 40 where Nick Saban retired. We said a lot of players are going to leave, and this is going to impact the transfer portal. He lost the number 9 overall recruit after Nick Saban retired. He decommitted right away. Now, Isaiah Bond, he leaves. He goes to Texas. Then you lose Julian Sand, and he goes to Ohio State. You lose Caleb Downs, freshman All-American. He goes to Ohio State. And, I mean, you hire Kalen DeBoer from Washington. He brings over winning culture. But Bama, they're not reloading. They're just losing. And I feel so bad for them because we know Georgia's probably about to run the SEC for a while. But Bama, it's not looking good for them so far in the transfer portal. Like, they're losing a lot of players after Nick Saban retired. That's how you know Saban definitely impacted Alabama without a doubt. And we said this already in the past couple episodes. But the fact that they're losing all these players and players are decommitting and transferring to other places that didn't even get to college yet is insane. A couple players I want to touch on. False. I'm not even going to say that shit. That's like number 4. Fuck. A couple players I want to bring up in regards to the transfer portal. Like I said earlier, Evan Stewart, he left Texas A&M. A&M was slowly becoming a losing culture. They does not have their same spark after all that NIL stuff and getting all those players to transfer over and then go to A&M. He goes to Oregon. Oregon's definitely reloading as well. I mean, they losing a lot of players to the draft, especially Bo Nix at quarterback. But so Evan Stewart going into junior year, one of the best receivers in the nation. He coming over to Oregon to bring a spark to that offense. I'm happy for that. But Quinshon Judkins going to Ohio State, that's a big one. Like Dino said, him and Travion Henderson, they're definitely going to be forming the best running back duo in the nation. Quinshon Judkins behind Ollie Gordon, I think he was a top 3 running back last year in college football.
I ain't gonna lie, one thing I haven't brought up too is the biggest reason these offensive commits are committing to Ohio State right now is because of who they just brought in at Ohio State, who they just brought in at OC and Bill O'Brien. That is another reason why a lot of these offensive players are wanting to go play there because even Julian said it himself, when he was getting recruited, he had a good relationship with Bill O'Brien himself, even though Bill O'Brien was in the league. So, like, it's been there already. You know what I mean? Those relationships that you develop, man, these kids want to come play for you.
And I'm happy that you bring that up because Ohio State's coach staff is definitely still good. You got, I mean, Brian Hartline, he's demoted from OC to the co-offensive coordinator. You bring over Bill O'Brien, who you just mentioned as well. You still got Ryan Day at the helm, who's great with quarterbacks. So all these recruits or transfers, they want to play with this coaching staff. This is a great coaching staff. It is when they need to get over the hump. That's when they fold the most. That's when they're thorn in the side for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But also another name that raised the eyebrow was DJ Uiagalelei. He transferred from Oregon State. He's going to Florida State now. I mean, he's going to the ACC.
He won his lick back.
He's going to the ACC to face his former team in Clemson with Florida State. I mean, Florida State had a great year last year. Is he the answer at quarterback for Florida State? Also, UCF, they got KJ Jefferson from Arkansas. Honestly, I thought KJ Jefferson was done. But apparently he had another year of eligibility due to the COVID. So we'll also see how KJ is for the UCF Knights going into the Big 12.
Another one we didn't even bring up is Cameron Ward, bro. Cameron Ward, his little offseason, as short as it's been a crazy short offseason for him. He went into the offseason, entering the transfer portal, trying to find a home. Then he ultimately declared for the draft and said, all right, well, I'm just going to finish with college and just go straight to the NFL. And then just about a week ago, he commits to Miami. So he's going to be Miami's next starting quarterback. So that's going to be another one to watch. I don't know how good that's going to be, but he's going to be Miami's next starting quarterback. So let's see how that goes.
Hey, we'll see, man. Transfer portal been going crazy. If any other big news comes up, we'll keep you guys posted. But that is all we have in regards to latest news and our thoughts about the transfer portal. Give us your thoughts and opinions below about the transfer portal. Are there any surprises you guys seen about any players transferring to certain schools? Is Ohio State 100% winning the transfer portal, or is it Texas? How do you guys feel about Alabama losing all their players? Do you think they're going to be good in the SEC this upcoming year? Leave all that below in the comment section. All right, let's get into our last topic tonight, NBA. This is going to be a pretty short topic, probably, ladies and gentlemen. But we just saw Joel Embiid drop 70 points against the San Antonio Spurs. And we just talked about in the previous episode, is Joel Embiid on his way to winning back-to-back MVPs. Honestly, this career-high 70-point game, this is a great franchise record. He just broke Wilt Chamberlain's record for most points in a single game. Embiid accounted for nearly 50% of this team's points. The next leading scorer was Tyrese Maxey with 18 points, and then Tobias Harris with 14. But Embiid had a great game. He had a double-double. He had 70, he had 18 rebounds. That's still almost 20 rebounds. That's phenomenal. But Joel Embiid, he just turned up on another level this year. I mean, the last handful of years, we've seen the problem is with Embiid, like I said in the previous episode, it's his consistency and him being healthy. He's on a dominant tear this year. He dropped 70 against Wembanyama in the Spurs. This is what more do you want from Joel Embiid besides him actually making it past the second round? I think he's doing everything he can for this Philly team. This is great. I love what I see him from Embiid. The Sixers, can they be a threat? Of course, every year they are a threat. But it's, again, like I said earlier, it's the fact that they can't go over the hump and make it past the second round. But kudos to Embiid's big night. 70 points, it's crazy in the game.
Yeah, nah, indeed. 70 points is really nuts. I wasn't on last podcast, but I know y'all brought that up. Was he on the way? Is he on the way to a second MVP? And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's untouchable right now. I'm gonna be honest, nobody that's really close. As far as what he does for his team and just the attitude he brings to the game with it, man, all he really has to do is win some playoffs games. And he would be right up there in the discussion with the all times. I'm gonna be honest with you, the way this guy's playing, bro. I mean, he just needs to win when it counts. That's really all. He needs to win when it counts. He needs to play good when it counts. And that's his only issue. Other than that, bro, the sky's the limit for Joel Embiid, bro. I'm happy to see what he's doing, bro. Dropping 70 is great. Doesn't matter who it's against or what it's on. Dropping 70 is just something hard to do, bro. He just entered a short list of people that have dropped 70 in the game, and they're all greats. So, I mean, kudos to him for that, for real. I really do love to see that.
Most def. All right, let's move on to the next big man. He's from Metuchen, New Jersey. Karl-Anthony Towns just dropped his career high 62 points against the Charlotte Hornets. But the Minnesota Timberwolves did blow an 18-point lead, and the Hornets stunned them. But Karl-Anthony Towns, huge night. That man receives a lot of scrutiny for his play in the league. He does. Like, everybody calls him soft. They call him inconsistent. But tonight, he definitely showed up. It would have been great if the Wolves actually finished and beat the Hornets, but Cat definitely had a big game. I'm really happy for what he done. I mean, he had 62. The next leading scorer was Nickeil Alexander. The Wolves are a good team, but they shouldn't have lost this game. But big ups to Cat for a 62-point night. For a lot of scrutiny that Cat has been getting in the league throughout his whole career, 62 nights is very impressive. So big ups to the kid from Jersey.
Yeah, big ups to him, bro. He must have heard all the crap he was talking in the offseason about him. Because, yeah, he is very inconsistent, and he is very soft, if you ask me. But, bro, 62 points and y'all lost. I'm sorry, bro. That 62 points means nothing.
It means nothing.
I'm gonna be honest.
Anthony Edwards got to drop more than 9 points though. Like, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, no, I'm gonna still give you the pat on the back and your flowers for 62. That was a great game. 44 points in the first half. That was great. Don't get me wrong, but y'all lost. So it obviously means nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you want to go look that game up, it's still behind the L. I don't care.
That's a fact.
I don't care. I've once dropped 230 yards in a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, and a pick in a game, and we lost. So it doesn't matter. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't, bro. Wins matter. If you ask me, wins matter. But I will give him the kudos for that. Before we end this, though, I have one more flowers I have to give. KD dropped 40 without a single free throw attempt. I think that definitely deserves some flowers because
that was
dropping 40 without a single free throw is tough. That is tough. That just goes to show that's just another career night, something to remember with KD. Because as we know, man, our generation of players is getting old now.
Getting old, man.
They're getting old, and their time's coming.
Age catching up to them.
Yeah, but
KD's one of the ones.
Still them guys, bro. As you can see, they're still them guys, and they still get it done. And KD does have a legacy that he lives up to, and he's just adding to it. So I love to see that. That's why I had to bring that up. But you already know what up, Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 43 of Before the Horn podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for whatever platform you guys are watching or listening to us on. We appreciate all the feedback. Keep running these numbers up. We're going to keep bringing guests on. Make sure you guys follow us on our socials at Before the Horn Podcast, on Instagram, on Twitter and TikTok at Before the Horn Podcast. Again, We coming to y'all episode 44 on Friday.
Yes, sir. And as y'all know, man, y'all can do y'all part in supporting us by helping us on our Patreon, man. That'll be the best way to do. Join us on Patreon. That's the best way to help us out, man. We're regular guys. We have 9 to 5s. That's just how it is. We work regular jobs, but we take out of our free time to come do this, bring this content to y'all, and talk about some stuff that we love. But on top of that, Patreon is the best way to get some perks, man. If you want to talk to us personally, that's the best way to do it. If you want to argue with us, give us some topics, man. We will take, if you on our Patreon and you give us a topic, we will do the topic. I promise. And we'll give you your credit. Anybody on our Patreon will get credit on the screen at the end of the screen when we get some Patreons. Currently, we have 0 Patreons right now. So I'm gonna be honest. So be that special first guy. Be that special first Patreon. And if you are the special first Patreon, we will give you the biggest shout out of all time on this page. I can promise that. But on top of just connecting with us personally, you know, we're going to be having some merch that's dropping. We got it coming in real soon. So, you know, that's the best way to get some discounts on merch on top of, you know, some free merch. Everybody likes free things. So come on and help us out on Patreon, man. That'd be the best way to do it.
Well, definitely. Also follow us on our personal Instagrams. They are on the screen as well as in the description box. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. We're happy to bring episode 43 to you guys on any platform you guys watch and listen to us on. Appreciate all the support. We shall see you guys on Friday. Peace.